Hey, it's Aurelius. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, you're going to learn how to edit a video in Canva. I'm going to run through the basic steps from going through the range of tools and options in Canva, as well as some effects that you can use, and as well as the basics such as cutting, cropping, and adding B-roll to your videos. So once you're done, you'll know the essentials and the foundations to using Canva to edit your videos. So let's get started. All right, first and foremost, you will obviously need a Canva account. If you don't have a Canva account yet, look in the description box below where there's a 30-day trial of Canva Pro. However, you do not need a Canva Pro account if all you are going to do is edit 1080p videos. So if you are going to edit 4K videos and you want high quality exports, then you are going to need a Canva Pro account. So that's just a little fine print there if you are going to start editing 4K videos, depending on the quality. But let's go ahead on screen and I'll show you what to do once you have signed up for a Canva account. Okay, the first thing you're going to want to do is to either look for video, that's an obvious one, or you could go to videos, and then this will give you a range of different aspect ratios and the different formats for different social media platforms. But all you really need to do is go to video and look for that 1920 by 1080 pixel dimension, right? That's only if you are going to be posting on places like YouTube. However, if you are going to post on Instagram as an Instagram Reel or TikTok, you can select one of those because those have already been sized to fit those social media platforms. So this tutorial, in fact, isn't just limited to videos for YouTube. You can follow these steps in order to edit and export videos for whatever platform you want. But for the sake of this tutorial, I am going to be using a 1920 by 1080p dimension video. Another way of starting your project is to create a design right at the top, then go to video, or you can search for video if that doesn't pop up, and it should be the first one. Now, a mistake is to use the custom size and then set the dimensions to whatever you want, which is usually 1080p, right? And the issue with this is that if you are going to use the custom size method, then you won't get the timeline that is at the bottom. Unlike if you were to start a video canvas or project instead, where you can see the timeline right here, which is ideal, of course, for editing videos. So that's the mistake you should avoid. And like I said, start the project by simply going here and then look for video or going to one of these options. All right, so we're going to do that right now. We'll click on video, and here you've got a blank canvas to start with. What you're going to want to do is import your videos. So I assume that you've already recorded your videos and you want to start editing them. All right, so we are going to import our footage. So locate your footage on your computer. I've got mine here, and just to tell you what these are, the first video is the talking head, which is simply a video of me, as you can see. And then we've got B-roll, which I also want to demonstrate. So B-roll is just that extra footage that you put over your A-roll. So the A-roll usually is your talking head if you are speaking, and the B-roll is the overlap or the extra bit that you put to demonstrate or illustrate further. So those are the two main footage videos that I'll be importing. There is an extra one, but I may not use it. So the easiest thing you could do to start with is to simply drag and drop the main footage like so. That'll upload it, as you can see. It will start playing straight away, but what we're going to do is just pause it. And the next thing you're going to want to do is resize it to fit, or you could just right click and then set video as background so that it acts as pretty much the main footage, as well as it will resize to fit the actual canvas. You will see on the left that it is uploading and into the videos section, the tab. The time it will take to upload your video will depend on the size of your video and your internet connection, of course. But that's uploaded now. What I'm going to do is also upload the next footage just to save a bit of time. But instead of dragging and dropping to the main canvas, what I'm going to do is drag and drop it to the actual uploads section so that it's reserved there and I can start using it when I need to. Okay, so it's uploaded. Now I've got two of the clips that I will be using and editing. Before we move on, I want to show you around and what you can do in Canva, specifically with the editor. Now that we've uploaded, you can see that the timeline has got that footage that we uploaded. For the most part, you will be using the timeline in order to scrub and go through the footage so that you know what you'll be cropping, cutting, and adding tracks to. Below the track timeline, you will see the zoom option, so you can zoom in on your canvas right there. You can change the view from this track timeline to a grid view, but it wouldn't make sense anyway since you're editing a video. You can switch to preview mode by clicking this, and then that will take you to full screen, which you may not be able to see right here. When your track is selected, you'll be given more options. So you will have different tracks depending on the amount of clips that you have. But once you basically cut a video, that will be turned into another what they call page instead of a scene. So it's another word for a scene. Canva simply calls it a page since originally Canva is a design tool. Once you select a clip, you'll be given more options such as this background color option, which you may not use. There's this edit video option where you've got effects that you can use. We've got different filters. You can also go to adjust and you'll be given all these options, which we'll go through later on. There's this option to cut your video using this right here. However, we won't be using this so much because we'll be using the track instead. You can also change the playback settings like the video speed, and also looping and autoplay and presentation mode in Canva. And there's an option to crop. We've got flipping, animating using these effects, positioning as well. This feature is handy, especially if you've got multiple footages and other tracks involved, but I'll show you later on in this video how to use it. We've got the transparency option, so you can make your video transparent and then show more of the background. You can lock the background, and right here is the volume for the video. On the left-hand side, you've got the usual Canva options where you can add different elements. You've got text, you've got your uploads, of course, the ability to also draw, which is one of the big benefits of using Canva, right? And I'm talking about the entire range of options that you can play around with here. And there's different apps you can integrate, and of course, photos. Now, at the top, you've got the option to see the entire duration of the video. So right now, this video is 24.8 seconds. On the right, you've got the share button where you can go ahead and download the video as an MP4 file. You can also view the duration of the video and where you're up to, or where the playhead is right here at 14 seconds, and the entire duration is 24 seconds. But now that I've run through the interface of Canva and its features, what I'm going to do is start editing this video and this short clip right here. I'll be using my headphones, so grab your pair of headphones or earbuds so you can start editing as well. This is a better option as opposed to using your speakers, so you can focus and of course listen in on the audio quality. So let's get started. We'll edit. The first thing we're going to do is cut our video. We are going to look for any mistakes there that we do not want. So I'll play the video and then you'll hear a mistake that I made at the beginning of this video. Hey all, it's Aurelius. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to run through the process. Hey all, it's Aurelius. Welcome back to As you saw and heard, there was that mistake there, and I redid that intro. And the first thing I'm actually going to do is zoom in on the actual timeline. So we don't need to really squint our eyes and look for that actual area. So you can switch from zoom page to zoom thumbnail, right? And then we can increase, giving us more room, and we can really fine tune and tweak what we want and dive into that very, millisecond if we wanted to. So it zoomed in at about, 400% or so. If you notice at the start, there was this kind of pause. So I'll play it again. Hey all, so it did take about a couple of seconds until I started saying something, and you want to remove that pause and that silence so that we can get straight to the point and your viewer doesn't need to watch that. So now what we're going to do, if you look right here, you can drag that until the point where you want it to start. So you can see my lips moving there. We obviously do not want to cut that off. So we'll go back just about there. All right, now it is cropped. So that's cropping right there for you. So you can do the exact same thing at the end of your clip as well. So if you go back just to see what it is, you'll see right here, you can also do the same by dragging that if you do want to crop that end. But I'm going to zoom back in so we can really go deep. And I'll play that first part again because I do want to completely cut that. So I'll play it and then note and actually put my mouse where I actually want to cut it. You can press space on your keyboard to play your video, and that's a little tip there. Hey all, it's Aurelius. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to run through the process. So you can see there, that is the mistake I made, and I'm still looking down, and that's not where I want the video to start. So I'll keep using the scrubber to move it to when I actually start saying the correct take, right? So I'll go back, and I know for a fact that, yeah, that's when I start talking, and that's the good version. So I'll go back a bit somewhere, here. And you can play it if you want from there, but you just got to move that scrubber back. But right here is where I want to cut it. So what you can do to cut is to right click and then split page. Again, Canva uses page, which doesn't quite make sense with video editing, right? But that's what you can do. And that shortcut to split is actually S on your keyboard if you do want to make things really quick and edit your videos quicker. Now that it's cut, it's actually treated as a separate page, as you can see. So we've got this page 1 and we've got page 2. What we can do now is completely delete this or cut it. And right here with this little options icon, we can click that. And there's an option to delete page, or you can simply click delete on your keyboard like so, and it's gone. All right, let's move back to the start and play it. Hey all, it's Aurelius. Welcome back to the channel. And that's good. That's where I want it to actually start. And that's how to cut your video. You can rinse and repeat the same way, exact same way. If you spot a mistake or something that is unwanted, you do the same. Use a scrubber right here so you can go to where you want and then split page, or you can use S on your keyboard and then delete that scene if you want to. So let's say right here is where I want to split it. And this is the mistake in the middle that I do not want. So that's the end of that. And this is the good part. Again, S. And then this is what I do not want. Delete. Now it's gone. So from here to there, it will continue. It won't make sense with this particular clip, as you'll hear how I do all the results. It skipped ahead, and that's not what I want. So I'll undo by pressing Command Z, or it could be Control Z on your keyboard on a PC. So it's undone. Now we're back to where we were. What you can do next is to add a new page. So therefore adding new footage. So let's say that's your first recording and you want to add a second recording to it, or if you recorded on your camera one clip and then you completely stop that recording and then recorded another to continue, then you can start adding that next clip. However, if it's just one long clip, one particular file, then all you really need is that one file and then keep cutting and cropping away. But I'll delete this since I don't have any other clips to add. Okay, now that I've shown you how to do basic cutting and cropping, what we're going to do is add some B-roll. So again, B-roll is the footage that you add on top or in front of your A-roll. So we're going to add some B-roll to make it a bit more engaging, right? As opposed to the viewer having to watch me all the time. And of course, this will only make sense if it actually helps and adds value to that scene. If you remember when we imported our footage in uploads and videos, you'll see that I've got this 4-second clip. You can easily add this to the track by clicking once, and that will show in front of your A-roll. There are a couple of ways to play around with the layers and the positioning. If you go to position, when you select a clip, you'll see there are different layers. So what's overlapping, what's behind, what's in front. This is where you can play around with all of that. Because we've set our main A-roll, which is my talking head, as a background, it's indicated right here. You can see if I hover over background, it will not be able to put it behind that unless you detach that main clip from background. So if you right click, you'll see detach video from background, and now it is treated as another layer. But that's fine because we can go back, and that's actually how I want it. I want this to be a background, whereas this one as an extra layer. The next thing is to right click on the new footage we just added, click on show timing. And the purple timeline is, or that track is that B-roll. Now, in order to start it when you actually are saying something and you want it to start there, you simply drag it to where you want it. And let's say I'm saying something right here. YouTube keyword research to rank my videos at the top of the results. So whenever someone searches for a yeah, so if I go back, we're going to search or go through the video so that we can position that in the right area. We'll click space again so I can hear and listen in. I'm going to run you through the entire process of how I do YouTube keyword research to rank my videos. So somewhere there where I say rank my videos, you know, because YouTube search is #1, and right there is where that footage will start. So I'll play it again. Research to rank my videos. That's good enough because really it's just for demonstration purposes. And that's where it's going to show. Now you will need to play around with the end as well. When do you want it to end? Well, you just got to play the video once again. Top of the results. So whenever someone searches for a particular, you know, let's say somewhere there, we'll just crop it, as you can see, to there. So after that, it will go back to me. So we'll play from the start right here. To rank my videos at the top of the results. So whenever someone searches for a particular term, and that's it, right? But we're not done yet because obviously it's not sized to fit. And so this is where you resize the video. And if you click that clip once, we can crop and zoom in on what we actually want. We don't really need all this other data right here. And you can see what's on my YouTube studio, but because we want to focus in on what we actually want to show right here. Okay, so that's what we want. Once you've added your B-roll, this is what it should look like. Research to rank my videos. And if you do go to somewhere like position, it may treat it as one clip, as you can see, as a background because it is on the same page or scene. And if you click again, it may actually take that B-roll as the main clip. Now it's down to 4 seconds. So if you ever get into that issue, you can simply go back and undo, or go here and undo, or you can redo. So those are some options there. But now we're back to the original clip, 18.3 seconds. So it can be a little annoying in that way using Canva's video editor. So go ahead, add any B-roll that you want. You can also use Canva's library of videos. If you don't see videos here, you can go to apps and then more from Canva, you'll see videos, or you can search videos. And then you'll find videos, and then that'll add the videos app to the sidebar right here where you can browse through the library of free stock footage and videos. Let me now show you how to add different effects and animations if we do have, let's say, 2 separate clips. So I'll go ahead and add a new page. I'll add something like, you know, computer or someone working on a computer. Let's say this 8-second clip here, but it doesn't really matter how many seconds because we can just use however many seconds we want of it. Expand it once again, and let's just crop it. So we've only got somewhere like 3 seconds of it. All right, in order to add a transition, you can always go in between the clips. Just hover over, you don't need to click. So if I just hover over, you'll see right here is an option to add transition. All right, so we'll add a transition in between those 2 clips. Then you'll be given some options. So we'll go from that first clip to the other clip using the dissolve effect, or you can make it slide, circle wipe, color wipe, line wipe. We've got match and move, flow, stack, and chop. This one looks pretty good where it just fades. So we'll click that once. And now you'll see it is indicated by this little magic icon. Another thing you could do is to click on the clip, go to animate, and then we can use a couple of page animations such as simple, we've got sleek, fun. It's a little subtle, so we can see party here, disco. Let's go ahead and exaggerate this and use disco, right? And what we can do is animate both, where it's the beginning and the end of the scene, or just on the exit of the clip. A few other animation effects include the basics like the rise. We've got different panning effects. Down below, we've got photo movement, photo rise, we've got photo zoom. So this right here, let's click that once. You can scale the effect. However, it is a Canva Pro option indicated with that little gold crown. So now when we play it from, let's say, this side of the clip at the top, There we go. So we've got that cool effect going on. Okay, next up, if you want to start adding some text to your video, it's really easy. Simply head to the text tool and then use one of the pre-designed texts, or you can simply add a heading. Start with that, depending where you actually want that. It's best to simply play your video so then you can see where you want it. I'm going to run you through the entire process of how I do YouTube. So let's say we want to say YouTube keyword research right here. Keyword research. So I'll start editing that. I'll say YouTube, and you may notice where exactly is it on the track. But if you simply click on the layer, go to position, you'll see right here it is added as another layer. What we do want to do is edit the timing so that it starts when we actually want it to start and end. So right click, and then we'll go to show timing. And now you'll see the layer, the text layer. And we want it to start, I think it was here where the scrubber was. So we'll then crop it so it ends somewhere there. I'm not exactly sure yet, but let's play it. How I do YouTube. So in fact, I'll move this so that it actually starts. So I'm cropping, simply cropping right here. Do YouTube. Okay, so somewhere around there. I could put the entire text like YouTube keyword research, which I'll actually do. There it is. I'll edit so it is sized well. And of course, you can play around with the different fonts and whichever suits your brand. You won't be able to see this, but once I play it, I do YouTube. Okay, I do need it longer so it stops when I actually say after research. I do YouTube keyword research. So it ends here. Okay, so I'll play it again. I do YouTube keyword research. So that looks good. And now I'll just reposition it so it's somewhere down the bottom. So simply use your mouse to reposition where you want. So I think it was there. And if I go back a bit, this of how I do YouTube keyword research to rank my videos at the top of. As you can see, it's kind of all coming together, and that's what you want to achieve, right? After editing a video. At this stage, it's all about enhancing and making your video better. But the first step is always to cut, crop, and add any B-roll and extra footage if need be. So feel free to enhance your video, playing around with some of the elements. And if you want to add some of these, elements, depending on what you want, you could add graphs, these things. It's all about your creativity. So search for the elements that you want, add more text if need be, and draw using the draw tool. Another option is adding music and audio. If you do want to go that route, then simply go to apps. Make sure you first add. You'll see audio at the start if you don't currently have it. So click that once and then that'll add it. Use whatever tracks you want, but in order to make sure that you avoid any copyright claims if you are posting on YouTube, my recommendation is to use sites like Epidemic Sound, which is my preference and the music that I download from. But that's how to add audio tracks if you need to add it. But once you're ready to export and download your video, you can simply go to share at the top, then to download, and then you'll see MP4 video, and all you need to do is just make sure you select all the pages if you want all of the scenes. Click on done, and we are going to click on download. And that's how you can use Canva to edit your videos. It's a great choice, especially considering it is a free tool. If you don't want to bother downloading and learning how to use other tools, Canva is a great choice, especially if you are familiar with the Canva interface. But other than that, thanks so much for watching. If this video was helpful, do give this video a thumbs up. In the meantime, I'll leave up a couple of relevant videos for you to watch here, and I'll leave a few resources in the description box below so you can continue learning more about using Canva and some other handy tips in terms of video creation. So I'll see you there.